Hi, welcome to this week's Multi-Unit Mastery Monday, where we are going over a video series on the 7 critical responsibilities of a district manager. And in this week, we are actually reviewing the last of the 7 responsibilities, and that is a responsibility for results. As I mentioned in all the previous videos on these responsibilities, the district manager job is the most challenging job in the retail and franchise industry. And it's also one of the ones with the least amount of professional training. And so being able to understand what is their role, what is their responsibilities, and the routines that they should be executing every day in and day out, so that they can achieve consistent positive results is critical for their success. And that is why I have been doing this video series on their responsibilities. So if you are a leader that oversees multiple units or a franchisee that oversees multiple units, start getting an idea on what are the responsibilities of what you should be doing every day, because that is one of the questions that many people in that position or the people that supervise that position are not 100% clear on. So today I'm going to be reviewing the 7th and last critical responsibility of a district manager. If you want to see all prior responsibilities, you can go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our channel so that you can see all prior videos and all the videos that we share here every Monday, so that you can have knowledge and best practices in your business. So let's go ahead and get started on today's session on the 7th critical responsibility of a district manager, and that is the responsibility of results. And really, of all responsibilities, this is ultimately what we are here to do and to achieve. We want to be able to, all the things that we do in other responsibilities are really to accomplish this one. And the thing is this, that if you know what the responsibilities are, but we start doing work and we don't achieve results, then that's a challenge, obviously, right? And so why something that is really important is that not only do you need to be clear on what are these responsibilities, but what are the things that you need to do so that you can achieve results. One of the things that a CEO of a company that I used to work for said and taught us very well: activity does not equal results. So what are the activities that these very critical leaders need to do so that they can achieve the result? Because ultimately that is the goal. And the prior 6 responsibilities we covered was leading, we covered planning, we covered staffing, we covered execution of brand and business systems, we cover maintenance, we cover marketing, and of course, and this one is results. Because of all those responsibilities, why we do those things every day is so that we can achieve the business and financial results that the business owner, franchisee, wants to achieve. And so that is critical. So in the results, to be able to accomplish these results, not only do you need to know what your responsibilities are and the routines, but you need to have these specific 5 skills to be able to achieve the results that you want and deserve. The first one is, you as a district manager must understand the business financials. Yep, we need to understand business financials. And in our experience, we have learned that there are many people, including business owners, that are not 100% clear, not only on how to read, but also, most importantly, how to interpret those important documents, financial results, especially the profit and loss statement, because that is the ultimate or the final scorecard of what we do every day in the business. And so we need to, one of the critical skills that these district managers must have is understanding financial results. So if you are a district manager and you're not clear on financial reports, or you are a franchisee business owner and you don't know how to train that in your district manager, it is something that you must be able to achieve, understand, and interpret so that you can make the right decisions in your everyday activity. So that's the first skill you need to have to be able to achieve results, which the scorecard is the ultimate, scorecard for that business. Number 2 skill is you need to be able to create a culture of metrics. We need to move our numbers. We need to move our results. And the only way to move what we do is by measuring what we do every day. Imagine what would sports be if you don't have metrics? If you don't have goals and touchdowns and and oh my gosh, what's the name of it? Oh my gosh, what do you do when you score? You do touchdowns, of course. What am I doing? So how many downs, how many touchdowns, field goals, etc. You need to be able to have some sort of metric to know if you're getting better and better, because if you have no metrics, how do you know that you're getting better? If you don't have a target, a goal, you know, and then measure where you are and the difference, how do you know how to move forward? You don't. And so this district manager, multi-unit leader, must have the skill and the ability and the support from leadership to create that culture of metrics, and to be able to research, analyze, identify, measure, and then act upon those metrics so that we can move them forward. The third skill that a district manager must have to be successful is the skill of training and coaching the team. This is probably one of the activities that they're going to be doing the most often, every day, every time they visit the unit, every time they communicate, because anything and everything that they do is training or coaching their team when it comes to communication. And of course, every time they visit the unit, not only do they need to do an effective unit visit, but part of that is always coaching and training. So these district managers need to be able to understand not only the normal steps of training, but also they need to have the ability to do it in a way that the employee, the team member, is able to receive and absorb that information from their leader in a way that inspires them to do that thing that the leader wants them to do. And so this is very important for them to do to be able to achieve the results. So can your district manager, or you, if you are a district manager, are you a good trainer? Are you a good coach for your people in a way that actually produces results? Then that brings us to the fourth skill that a district manager must have to be able to achieve results in their district. And that is they need to be able to recognize the people so that you can motivate them to duplicate positive results. So, as a district manager, they need to be able to recognize the people in many ways, and some of them might require some investment, and some of them, could be low cost or no cost. But as a district manager, you must have the skill to be able to recognize and inspire the people that are doing good results with the end goal of having them wanting to repeat that positive behavior over and over. You need to be consistent, you need to be fair, and you need to be able to be creative in the ways that you do that, because obviously you may have some tools that the organization may provide, but it is something innate within you based on how you approach people that you will be able to then inspire others and recognize them when they do a good job. Which then brings me to the fifth and skill that a district manager must have to be able to produce results. And that skill is the ability to apply accountability to be able to modify behavior. A lot of times we say, we need to hold people accountable. We need to hold people accountable. And it's true. We must hold people accountable. But how we hold them accountable is the question. Because it's not always about writing people up. It's not always about, firing people. And sometimes we hold people accountable, but we really don't do anything. And so holding people accountable or being able to use or apply accountability in order to modify behavior has a few steps. Starting with, first, you need to be able to have the ability to understand why your people are not behaving the right way. Why are they not doing the job the way they're supposed to be doing? So first, you need to be able to have the skill to be able to find out why this is happening. Because sometimes, or all too often, we go from they're not doing something right to let's write them up, let's terminate them, let's get rid of them. And that is not right. If you are going to be a good leader that has low turnover, high performance, highly motivated team, you need to have the ability to find out why they're not doing the job the right way. And there's always a reason. They may not always tell you, especially if you don't inquire or even ask. So you need to have the skill to be able to do that. Once you identify the reason why they're not doing the right thing, then you need to decide, do they need training? Do they need a different position? Is there something, an accommodation or something that you can do? Is there a conversation to be had, about this? Or do you need to then implement progressive discipline? But realize that is the or you have to do that. there are many other reasons, so things that you can do before that that will probably make it more impactful and tremendous difference on the people's behavior and performance. So, of course, you still also need to be able to apply progressive discipline in a way that hold people accountable, but also you do it with dignity and empowers them to have the opportunity to cause change in their behavior. And so this is all skills that a multi-unit leader must have in order to produce results in your organization, in your district. So first, you need to be able to understand financials. Second, you need to be able to create a culture of metrics in your organization. Third, you need to be a great trainer and coach so that you can produce results and improve performance. Fourth, you need to recognize behavior so that people are inspired to repeat that good behavior that produces the results. And fifth, you need to be able to apply accountability in a way that changes and modifies behavior so that you can have those results. If the district manager has these skills, they are then able to meet the responsibility of producing results, which at the end of the day, that is really why they exist, right? As a district manager, you are there because somebody in this multi-unit organization decided that they wanted to hire a district manager to delegate operations to them so that this owner or leader can focus on other strategic initiatives like growth, like development, like, who knows? There are other things that they need to be doing. And so it is critical that this district manager is trained the right way. Now, I have so far in the last 6 sessions covered the 7 critical responsibilities of a district manager. If you want to see the rest of the responsibilities, I invite you to join us in our YouTube channel. Look for the playlist of district manager training so you can review all that information. And then you can go ahead and apply this information, train your people if it's possible. And if you think that this training in a process that is professional and structured will be something that will be helpful for you and your organization, we invite you to join us on our upcoming information session on our multi-unit leader certification program that we do 4 times a year. All you have to do is go to districtmanagertraining.com, and we invite you to just participate in a free information session where we'll show you what is the content that we cover, the methodology in which we deliver the material so that the people participating can actually implement the information as they go through it. And of course, what is the outcome that you should expect at the end of this program. This is something that we're proud of. Is a world-class training program that we have been delivering for a while, and we're very proud of that program. So please join us if this is something that you find of use. So that's it for now. I hope that you find this information valuable for you. And if you would like to get more tips and knowledge and information, got to do 2 things. Number 1, give us a thumbs up in this video. Number 2, join us in YouTube if you're not watching us from YouTube and you might be one of our other platforms. We do deliver this content live simultaneously in all our platforms. So we invite you to come to YouTube and subscribe to our channel, and you're going to be able to find in there lots of information, tips and tactics and best practices that we come here every week to share with you so that we can help you be successful in your franchise business. Thank you for being with me today, and we'll see you next week on Monday when we come back and share more information and tools so that you can be successful in your business. Thank you, and we'll see you next